and you're welcome to Biggish show. Thank you for keeping a date with me today. Yes, I can already see you, Maureen. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Real Baesa Babe. Thank you for joining. I welcome you to Biggish show today. We're going to have an interesting time today on the show. We're expecting a guest. He's a writer, he's a producer, he's a director in Nollywood, and he's going to be with us today. He's going to be sharing his journey. He's going to be sharing his journey in movie making, in filmmaking. He's going to be sharing insights on writing, on producing, on directing, and we are going to. Yes, he's here. Yes. All right. 1 minute. All right. Yes, our guest will be joining us soon. He's online already. I'm so excited about this. Yes. Hello, Seun.
How are you doing? It's good.
Interesting. Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for making it. People are already waiting. They are joining, and it's going to be a lovely time today. I know. What do you think?
I can't. I mean, I'm excited. I look forward to this meeting, this chat. So, I mean, it's chat. I mean, time to enjoy and just have fun.
Yeah, good. So let's. We don't have much time to waste. We need to maximize the time that we have. So let's get right into it. Let's dive in. Just give us a little backstory about. Give us a bio of yourself. Just tell us a bit about yourself.
I don't know how to introduce myself to myself. That's a big one. I'm a filmmaker to start with. I studied film at National Film Institute, Jos. So I'm a director, producer, writer. And I've been doing this consistently for years. Since 2009 professionally. I remember we started our film studio at Zamanganda in Jos in 2009.
Okay.
So from then we started doing J-Rocks. It was a TV program. Then in 2012 we did Squatterz. From there it has been back to back. So then I also oversee the company to make sure that we stay productive. Basically, that's the long and short of me, of what I've been doing for years.
Okay. I wanted to ask you. You are a filmmaker, writer, producer, who I believe has a background, academically in what you do. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that.
Yes. It's very simple. Yeah. Quite simple. I don't want to go too much deep past here, but I started up as an actor. I started acting in 2003. Then 2005 I did Shallow Waters. We talked about the TV series way back that time, and I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. I was so excited with the opportunity, so I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. So it was fake. I overheard somebody on set saying that there was a school that people learned filmmaking professionally. So I went to Jos from there, and when I saw what they were doing in Jos, when I got to the film school, I saw the depth, the quality, the extent the school has gone to. There was no going back for me. Apparently, at that time, I was at Obafemi Awolowo University. I was studying accounting. I knew accounting was not the place for me to be. It was a tough one switching because I didn't finish accounting, so I couldn't wait to start my future. And I looking back right now, I think I made one of the best decisions of my life.
Wow.
So yeah, I spent about 3 years in film school studying. A lot of people do not know that a school like that exists, and you would understand because it's in Jos, and there was a little for the school, but it's one of the best schools that you can find in even West Africa. So it's that hands-on and good, and it's funded by federal government. So it's not eye service or just for any
Thanks.
hour. Yeah.
Okay. So,
So
so, so I wanted
that's.
to know. All right, go
I'm listening.
ahead.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
So I wanted to know your entry into film production, your career. Was there anything in your childhood, that pointed into this, into this career that this is what you're going to do for a living? Was there something in your childhood that you can give us like a backstory of that made you know that you're going to be in this industry?
No, no, nothing pointed me. If there was anything that pointed that I was going to do this, I was set up to be an accountant, and it was a big battle with my parents. I am still in a very strong from a strong Christian home. So
Mm,
I think the only background I probably have in terms of film would have been Mount Zion films. I know all of the Mount Zion films because that was all they exposed us to. We were not going to be caught watching a worldly film. So
mm,
that was the kind of background that I had. But I think when I finished secondary school, I started to question, ask so many questions about life. I started to
mm,
question what was my passion. I was seeking my passion. So I think my journey was a journey of faith. Like there was a destiny that was set out for me that
mm,
it just kept on. So I worked in a store. I was quite restless growing up. So
mm,
I needed money. I needed my own money. I didn't want anybody to give me money. So I think that one led to me working in a store, and I met Tokwe. So
mm,
Tokwe in the first MTN advert when MTN started in Nigeria, it was first MTN advert. So I saw him, I recognized him, he gave me his number, and that was it. So he said he was going to do a short film or something like that, that I featured the character at that time.
wow.
When I got on that set, it was like, sorry, oh, I said, Baba, yeah, that I'm not going anywhere. So whenever I was on set, everything about me was alive. So and there was a lot of, that was when the motivational trend started that time. Follow your passion, follow your dream, blah, 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 blah. And I asked myself, what else do I have passion for? That was it. And
Mm,
I think, that was it for me. That was the backstory I just had for filmmaking. But another thing was that I liked writing. At that time,
okay.
I'd write, I love to write, and I love to read. So I think
Mm.
that would be pointers for me. I love to read, I love to write. So those have been pointers for me. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, now that you've mentioned writing, so go right into it now. So I want to know you write, you produce, and you direct, right?
Yes.
So your writing, when did it start for you? When did it actually? When did you know that? When did you realize that you can write? When was that?
It was I think it's still part of me. I'm the kind of guy that doesn't like to complain. I'm the kind of guy that doesn't like excuse, like this is why it didn't work. So pretty much when we started then, I we needed to make stuff. You needed to direct. And the first way to was so for me, so I read scripts, I downloaded scripts, I studied it. I think it was just instinct. And when you're in film school, they teach everything.
Mm,
So they teach you everything. They teach you writing, directing, cinematography, everything. So
mm,
for me, I wanted to do my own short film. I wrote my script. Then I think it became stronger for me when you'd want to write you want to direct, you want to do a project, and you won't have writers, and the writers will come with high expectations. This is what
mm,
amount they want to get, or
mm.
that was not even the problem. The major problem was that the quality of the script was not there. So I'm
Okay.
like, this is my story. Maybe I know what I want to say. Let me go and write this thing. I just studied other scripts,
Yeah.
and over time I kept on doing it, and I realized that it was something I was good at, and that was it.
Mm,
That was it.
mm.
Yeah. So
All right.
basically, that was it.
Okay, so this you're writing. So I know each person, each writer has like a method to what they do. There's this process that they follow. So for you, the stories you write, which one comes first? Is it that you get an inspiration for the story, or what? How does it start for you? The whole writing process. How does it begin for you?
It's very easy because I'm a producer to start with, so I'm the one funding the project. So first of all, I'm going to think like this is how much I have to fund the project. So no matter how creative I want to become, it has to, like for example, when we started Squatterz, I only had an apartment, so everything that we had to write had to follow that scheme. So that's a big factor. I think even to date, if someone tries to get me to write for them or try to get me to produce a project for them, first or to
Yeah.
get a script done, what's your budget? So once I understand the budget, I know how to extend the writing scope. One, two is that what is I would ask myself again that what genre is it? Comedy? Is it drama? Is it this? Is it that? So once I'm able to get those tenants together, because one thing I don't like and I hardly do a project that does not come alive. I mean, that's one of those things I detest. Like, okay, we want to do this certain project and we are all about it and it doesn't come alive. So anything that I think like, I'll not have the energy to push through, I just drop it. So, but if once I'm committed to it, I'm struck with that idea or struck with that thought, I want to do it till the very end. So first thing first for me when I'm trying to put these things together to write is that I'll check my budget, I'll check my genre, and then I'll sit down and now study materials. That's one of the first things I do. So there's a project that is coming out very soon. Yeah, it's a sketch, like a small sketch. We call it "Nice to Meet You." We're already editing it, and I'm super excited about it. So what I do is that I always tell people that work with me that I always have a reference project. So when we're doing Squatterz, my reference project was 2.5 Men. So I will go and sit down and study 2.5 Men and watch every episode. At some point, it switched to Big Bang Theory. So I'll study all those elements. It will influence me automatically. So when we were doing gogoro, for example, I studied what did I study? I studied Bassi and Company, the
Okay.
old
Yeah.
Bassi and Company.
Yeah.
So I will study everything about it. Then I will work with that premise. Then I think I had like few foreign. When we're doing Color Me that time, I had to go watch a lot of inspiring films. So I need to be in that state of mind of the project I'm going to do. So but for me, one of the things that has also been helpful for me is I hardly watch TV. So I'm not always influenced by other projects. When I'm about to do a certain project, I'm conscious and I'm deliberate. When we were doing Birds of a Feather, the reference project for me was there's a new series that came out I think last year too. It was titled Bob at Abishola. It's an American sitcom.
Yeah, I think that, yeah,
So
I know. Yeah.
I will study all these projects. I'll sit down, reflect on them, and I'll now take my own personal experiences, my emotions, my thought process, and I'll list it together with it, get what I want. I think it's pretty much.
Good. So talking about genre, of stories, what's your forte? Comedy? What's what? Because from what I'm seeing now, Squatters, Nighty Gogoro. So it's like, is it safe to say that comedy is you have a strong point in that? Is it a strong point?
No, honestly, I think it's very simple. You have to also understand that. Okay, let me share this insight or that. Let me share this secret. Yeah. So when one of the first project I did when I was in film school, Helpless Fate was an avant-garde short film, right? So when I came to Lagos, I showed it to a lot of people. They didn't understand it, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, let us introduce you to these mainstream guys." So I knew that I needed to enter mainstream fully. I needed to have that kind of level of presence. So I realized that the fastest way to do that would have been, or is still comedy. So that
Okay.
became my forte consistently because the audience is my main focus. How to keep them and what keeps them, what attracts them faster is always comedy. So yeah, so it has. So that was from a bit from a business perspective that we constantly do comedy so that we always hold our audience. However, to be very honest with you, I'm a very emotional person, very emotional.
Okay.
So you see my biggest traits in projects like Color Me. You see my biggest traits in projects like Handicap, which I co-wrote. The Nice to Meet You that we're doing now, we did a Nice to Meet You last year. It was comedy inclined. So I had some slight issues and I dropped comedy. I'm like, you know what? Let me do it the way I would do it. I don't care how much we make out of this, but I want people to know. And I think we should drop it later this month. it's a sketch. It's free. So
Okay.
so for me personally, I think I'd just like to get the job done regardless. I think the only job that I won't do, that I'm not good is, and I'm not going to be eager to do, is action films. The genre of action. I'm not
Okay.
fantastic with. I'm not fantastic with people breaking their gunshot. That's not my own forte. I love positive vibes. I love emotional subjects. I love feel good projects. I love things that I love things that you watch that you want to become better. You just enjoy yourself. If you feel good. So those are the kind of projects that I'm so eager and quick to do. Yes, I think that's just literally for me. It's not. I don't think it's comedy, but I enjoy. Comedy is difficult to write. It's challenging to
Okay.
write. So I think if someone says I'm very good at it, I have worked to back it up. Fair enough. Still fair enough.
Okay, so
Yes.
still on this writing part of you. So there's this general belief that the first draft, that you write as a writer, that you put together as a writer, is always terrible. That's what I find all over. When I research, they say the first draft is always terrible. That is maybe probably when you get to the third or fourth draft, that's where you begin to get some meat, out of what you're writing. What do you think? What's your take on that?
I will not be the best guy to ask that question because, for example, we will get the job done as quickly as possible. So let's say my first draft is my draft. There's no, there's no, maybe one rewrite because I'm the producer, right? So there's no time to back and forth, right? So, but the writers that work with me, they would have maybe two or three rewrites because unless which the few writers that I've been able to work with over the years, they know how detailed I am, how I would ask you. That quality has to be there. That story has to be gotten right. That's the foundation. That's what the whole story rests upon. So for me personally, since I know, for example, Squatterz, yeah, it has to be like this. I already know that it has to be funny and it has to have strong elements. So once I'm
Yeah.
writing, if it's not funny, I'm not proceeding because I don't have time to be writing. There's no time is money. So we have to shoot in like the next 1 month. There's no time. We have to push it out. So so these are things that I constantly do and we push. So it depends on the kind of how do I put it, of project. So most times I'm the one that's always working on it. But of course, as a writer, you have to do like maybe 2 or 3 drafts before you get it right. So it works for me like that. Different approach. But from my own approach, it's from a producer's perspective.
Okay. So someone asked me some time ago, and I answered the question the best I can. But since you're here, so what is this difference between script writing and screenwriting?
Well, okay. What's the difference between script writing and screenplay, right? All right. So I think they're just I'm not very sure, right? Just so that I don't make mistake. But let me talk about screenplay. Screenplay is a script is a script for screen.
Okay.
So if you write a script, maybe it can be adapted to other format, right? It can be adapted to other formats, like maybe literature, a book. It can be adapted to other form. There are some radio drama, and then there are some stories. There's some stage play. All right, so a
Yeah.
stage. I think that might be the difference. A script might be for theater. So a script for theater for a script for what do you call it, for stage rather, is not going to be the same thing for screenplay.
Yeah.
So basically, when you're writing a screenplay, just know that this thing is going straight for maybe TV or the like. So there are the elements that you have to look at it is that you have to look at. I think you have to focus in terms of your how do I put it, um, in terms of your transitions, right? There are going to be transitions. There's a certain level of formatting towards it, and there are so many things that some writers do not know that they think that it won't work in terms of camera. So, but I think one of my major advice that I always tell new writers is that don't write a director script. Write as a
Okay.
writer. Don't write that the camera is moving. Nothing
Oh.
concerns the camera. The director, and there was a
Yeah.
mood light, and the whole place was moody. Leave that
Mm.
one to the director. He's the one that will interpret the script. Don't direct it. I've seen some scripts like that just straight away immediately.
Mm.
Right? Even with me when I'm writing, unless I know nobody else is going to see that script, like I'm picking up the script and I'm writing it and I don't want to forget anything and I'm writing it to quickly direct and drop
Yeah,
it.
do your
But even
points and everything.
if the other people are going to read it, I write a writer script so that any
Okay.
director can pick it up and read it in their own format. So it is safe to say for me that screenplay is for screen. The script writing can be adapted to maybe stage and other formats of literary works. Yeah.
Okay, so somebody asked a question. Said the film Handicapped. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was premiered in March. Is that so?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah, and it went around the cinemas and all that.
Yes. Yeah.
So I wanted to
Yeah.
ask. So it went around the cinemas in March. Hope the
Yes.
coronavirus issue didn't affect the whole thing. Tell us about it.
We were lucky. We were lucky. It was I think a week after that was when everything started shutting down. So we were pretty much lucky. If I hadn't gone to the cinema at that time, we probably might not have done another chance to get it
Wow.
out. We're lucky. Yeah. We were. Yeah. Sure.
So someone asked here. He says, when is Handicapped going to be on Netflix?
Let me answer the question straight. It's not. I'm the director for Handicap, but I'm not the producer. Right? The
Okay.
producer is Roy Osuji, a wonderful person, right? So I mean that is just how it works. The producer will handle all those details, but I'm sure that's one of those things that the producer will be looking out for. Of course, as a creative work, you're going to be looking out for different opportunity and different avenues to always expand the horizon for your project. So yeah, like, don't be shocked if it drops in Netflix, but I think Roy will be the best person to. So I don't want to answer for him because I don't know the full details, to be
Hmm.
honest. I think I've answered your question, Anita. I think.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's what about. So I wanted to know when it comes to writing,
Yeah.
somehow or whatever we do, we always have those who we like their styles. As a writer, for instance, you have those who you love how they write and all that. Internationally, let's have internationally. What names would you mention here of those you like how they write, and you kind of tailor your writing, or you basically they inspire your writing basically? Who are they?
That this is a big question. All right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think when I started, that was when I started to follow those writers. But that must have been when I was in film school. That was when I started having a someone that I follow that I hold up as a writer. But I think for years, if you ask me, I can't even mention two writers in my head right now. It's not out of spite or spiking anybody, but I think majorly because I am how do I put it, having that circle does not determine my progress. I've been able to determine my own progress. Not like I'm writing for other people to pick up, so it becomes very competitive to know who is writing and who's not writing. So
Okay.
majorly because I create my own content myself, I write it my own self. I think I'm more focused in terms of the producing aspect and the directing aspect. So and I look at it from that part. But the major script I've read, I remember when I was in film school that I read fully and I printed the whole script out was American Gangster, which I did not even look at the writer's name. Then I read a lot of Alfred Hitchcock's script. Oh, I did that in film school. I did that a lot. So I think I got it right at that point. The format of writing, then the other one that influenced me, which I didn't check, I've never checked, I hardly checked the writer's name, would have been Choclaw's writers. So I read a lot of 2.5 script, 2.5 men script, Big Bang Theory script. So those were basically the things that I read. So I've already been able to get the format, how to write. That one is the only what I just do majorly just sit down study visual materials, watch, then I'm inspired, then I do my breakdown of what I want to write, and I just get to work. So to be honest with you, I don't have any foreign or even Nigerian writers that say that.
Even in Nigeria, okay, nobody
Not
mind.
even Nigeria, I can't even. But I guess I write. So yeah, I just keep my circle small. Maybe that's the reason why I have not been able to stretch that much.
Okay, so right, I just wanted to know. So let's have like a rundown of the projects you've done as a producer, director. What are the projects, for those who are online who want to know? Some are wondering. I mean, so we've mentioned Squatterz,
Yes.
So give us like a rundown of your projects from when you started till date.
All right, let me start with, and thank you so much for this question. I hardly have this opportunity to break everything down. Thank you for it. I started off with J-Rocks. J-Rocks was a tourism and entertainment program. It was to cover tourism. I think we started with Just, then we started moving to other spaces in Nigeria. We were short of funding, so we stopped. I stopped, and I was broke for a long time, so I started on my own, and I was frustrated. So out of the frustration, I watched a lot of TV. Then I started watching 2.5 Men. The confidence came. It resonated with my experience in film school. So when the opportunity came, we started with Squatterz rather. After Squatterz, I did the Heir. Yeah, I went to Just. I went back to Just. I did the Heir. Then after the Heir, I shot what do you call it, legal clinic for Saturday Nadekwetu. I think that must have been after the Heir. Then after the Heir, I did a series for a Turkish company. It was called Word of Mystery. We did that one. Then after that one, I did what else? I did some documentaries. I did some documentary for some churches at some point after that one. Then after that, I did 90 Gogoro. But in between, I'm constantly doing a new season of Squatterz, because after we do Squatterz like every 2 years. So in between, you constantly add 90. Constantly add Squatterz. Then we had 90 Gogoro. Then after 90 Gogoro, no, before 90 Gogoro, we did Color Me.
Okay.
Color Me, a feature film. Then after Color Me, we did 90 Gogoro. Then after 90 Gogoro, we continued with Squatterz again. And after Squatterz, I did Handicapped. That was 2 years ago. Then this year we've done Birds of a Feather. Then in between it also, I do some short films, some skits and sketches, some music videos here and there, and documentaries here and there. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much a rundown of what we've been doing.
So, okay. So, in all of this, you wear so many caps, so writer, producer, director, and all that. So the question is, how do you, let me ask you this. As a director, for instance, are you more comfortable, directing your own scripts, or whatever? If it's someone else that wrote it, you don't mind. Are you more comfortable directing your own scripts, or you just, what's it for you?
I'm comfortable with any script, in as much as it's good. If it is good, it doesn't have to be good. If it's not good, I'm not going to take it. So yeah. So even if it is good, I'll take it regardless. I'll take it. Whether it's my script or not my script, I'll take it. I'll do it. Even most of the scripts that I do, it's not all of them that I write. Other writers write. I have co-writers. I have writers that write. So if it is good, I'm already excited. Not as exciting as a director as like a good script. So once I see a good script, I'm restless already. I just want to bring it to life. So whether I do it or somebody else does it, let it just be good, and I'm good. I'm good to. Yeah, I think that's it.
So as a director, or let me say, as a producer,
Yeah.
What is your work ethic like? What are the things you look out for? You want to do a production, for instance. So what are the elements you look out for that you think will make the whole production process very okay for you? What do you look out for?
Yes, I learned that when I was in school. And I never forgot that. And a few people that know me know that first and foremost, I always look for nice people around me. It's production is a very cumbersome project. It's a very active process rather. A lot of things will go wrong. A lot of issues will arise. You need people that you can, if things go wrong, they're not just going to be complaining and making your life unbearable and things like that. So first and foremost, when I'm casting, I always make sure I cast nice people. So nice people as actors are very important for me. Number two, or even number one, safe. I'll go and look for money.
No brainer, no brainer. No brainer.
Yes, no. Because if there's no money, if there's no money, actors will show you when, crew will show you when, everything will be out. So I always look for money, at least first of all. Then I get nice people on it. So even if things don't go as planned, we can always arrange ourselves and get by. Then I also have a solid team. God has blessed me with a solid team. So they know my posture, they know what is going on. So I've also learned when I started, people would say I should shout, I should scream, I should scream, I should shout. So I realized I didn't work for me. So I now learned to gather my own team. So they know when they understand so I don't have to shout on set. All I just need to do is that I warned you before we started that this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. If you now go off what I asked you to do, you are going off the project. They know it automatically. So I think that's the spice that some people are not comfortable with. That they don't leave the set silently without knowing. Someone will just tell them that they say you should be going home. You just they say you should be going home. And that means you're out. Because I already given you the standard rules for how to operate and stuff like that. So I always look out for those things. I always look for wonderful team, wonderful crew, and wonderful script. Once those things are there, you have a comfortable budget, you have the right actors that are ready to work, then you have the right crew that are ready to work. The rest is small, so you can get by. Yeah.
Okay, let's dwell on Color Me, the movie, By the way, Color Me should be your first feature film, is it?
Yes it is.
So before then you've been doing, TV series and all of that. So what was the experience like for you when you did that feature film, Color Me?
Well, I think it was something I've always wanted to do. So it was not, it was not a big deal like that. Big deal in the sense that it was something I knew I could. When you do a series for months, for weeks. The film was like less than a week, so there was no big deal. It was still the same shot. You can even convert some of the TV series that we shot into a film. So maybe that was what it was like. But when you take that one out of it, what it felt for me was that I was longing for my first feature. Any filmmaker would long to make that first feature film. So I felt so relieved when I ticked that box. Okay, feature film is out of it. So nobody can tell me that, it's the only TV series I can do. I can do feature film too. I do document, I do music video. I can, but so it's just a medium, basically. So I focused on that, and I think that was the experience I had in Colombia. And it's a story I love so much. It's a story that still resonates with me all the time. I love the film. I love it. I love it. I love that project, and I'm happy we made it. We're able to make it, and it's going to be there for a very, very long time. Yeah. Wow.
You talk about Color Me with so much emotion. I think so. What's in terms of commercial success, acceptance, and all of that? What was it like for you?
Hey, commercial success. That was a long thing. That was a long thing. The commercial success, that was a long thing. But feedback was massive. It's still massive. I mean, it showed. It ran on some airlines. Some airlines bought the right to show it, and it ran. Maybe we got some money from there, maybe. But I know we could have done more because of the market space. But that's not. But in people, I just get calls, I get messages. I have people looking for me and asking that I saw that film and it resonated so well with me. Then I think the biggest feedback for me was when what do you call it? a professor in Indianapolis University in the US saw it, and it was like he wanted his students to watch it, and they wanted to use it as part of materials for their doctorate classes. And that was like, this is what they call intellectual property. Like they saw the intellectual proudness in the film, and I just requested for, don't worry, I'll send over to you guys to do. But there's one thing I'll ask from you people is that whatever discussions that you guys do with it, let me see it, just share the video with me, which they did. And I think that's one of the value. You know, we tend to measure value by paper or money, but that was too much. So I saw people that were doctors, not in Nigeria. I would do all due respect to everybody in Nigeria, at an international stage, right? Studying, talking about your. I mean, what are you guys talking about? Is it still my film? They analyzed and they saw the behavior pattern. They analyzed it and everything, and I was like, wow. And they were appreciative, and so. And a lot of feedback, and it just resonates one thing about life, that no matter what you face, don't give up. And trust me, for us, for me, and for our company at that time, I almost gave up. Like, you know, and I pushed my emotions into that just you telling yourself that do not give up. No matter what they call on me, they call us that we are not good enough, they call us that we are not, we can't do it, or we don't have enough resources, we're not these people, we're not that. Call on everything, but listen. I'm going to show up again. I'm not going to give up. So just continue to call up.
Wow.
So I think, yeah, it's more about the message from me, and we achieved that. So that was good for me. Yeah.
So someone is asking, he says, how do you feel when you see a badly, directed movie or work? How do you feel?
All right. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm not a critic.
Okay.
Anybody that knows me knows that. You can't bring a job to me and say it's a bad job. I say, well, they tried. Have you said like before? Have you got it to this that to go and they're able to put it together and finish it. So even if I say a bad, if someone that's very close to me releases a bad work, the first question I'll ask that person is, what did you learn? What did you learn? Did you learn something? What would you have done better? Sit down and ask yourself, what would I have done better? Oh, this actor gave me a tough time. So you've learned how to manage people. How would you have managed that person later? Oh, the script was poor. That means the next project you have to do, you have to take big priority on screenplay. Oh, maybe the cinematography was very poor. Okay, that means the next time you're going to do a project, you have to get the right cinematographer on the project. Oh, maybe the sound was very poor, or the location was no. So you have to learn. Every project for me is a learning process, constantly a learning process, and I'm not passive about it. I always learn. So if someone says, okay, this is bad stuff, no be me, go and give it to another person. I can't critique. As a matter of fact, I'll look for a good thing about it.
And point it out.
And try like this.
And I think it goes back to what you said earlier about, when you write a script that you want to shoot, that one of things you consider is the budget you have, is it not? So I'm thinking here that you're also thinking that maybe they don't have enough money to express themselves. Is that what you mean?
There are different possibilities. If you've been to a production set before as a director, when you are there as another person, as a producer or director, if you're under, a lot of things can go wrong. A lot of things will go wrong that a lot of people might not take seriously. Or just think that, you should have done this, you should have done that. Some people will know how to talk. Some people will know how to talk. And they will be like, he could have done, you come and do it. Come and sit down and do it. Then you will not say, bros, not be small work that they do. So, and I had that when I did my first short film, when I did my first, we were like, when I want to shoot, I'm going to take that jeep shot. It's going to come like this, and the camera is going to move in like this. Then the actor will do. You shot it with your mouth. Then we had a tough time working, so I was tired before we started the shoot. I was tired because we were setting up, but all sorts. I was exhausted. So I didn't know what we're doing again, to be honest with you. And it was just, let's just do it. So when it came out, I said, let us just put it together. Let me see what it looks like. And when it came out, I learned a lot about lighting. I learned a lot about directing itself. I learned a lot, a lot. If I didn't pass through that experience, I wouldn't have known it a lot. So every project is for you to learn. Keep learning. Even the Spielberg still learn. Don't let them deceive you. They
Wow.
learn.
Wow.
If you stop
Wow.
learning, if you stop learning, like we did the short film that we did, the sketch that we did last week, that is coming out very soon. We learned a lot. There were some little things in the camera that we overlooked that we just like, okay, since nobody's going to beat us on doing this one, let's just try it out, and it gave us a fantastic result. And I'm like,
Wow.
wow. And I told them, so as a creative person, you have to constantly look for opportunity to learn. Always, always. You can't take that one out. So that's just it.
Okay, let's talk about handicapped movie. What was the experience like? Making that, shooting that movie. What was the experience like?
It was out of my comfort zone. I was not the one bringing the money, so, so I could breathe. If you're the one bringing the money, you're worried. If you're supposed to shoot for 10 days and the project is getting to 7 days and you've not gone anywhere, you are worried. Yeah. But of course, I was a line producer also, so I had a measure of. But I think the thing was I was not the one that went to look for the money, so it dropped some level of pressure on me. And the executive producer was phenomenal. You hardly get an executive producer like that. It was like, Shane, what do you need? Whatever you do, I'm fine with it. Whatever you do, I'm fine with it. So that gave me a huge level of confidence, So, and it was out of my comfort zone, like I said. So we had to go and shoot on a beach. If I was the one that had the money, we wouldn't have gone to the beach. Oh. But the director was like, oh, yeah, we should. Okay, yeah, no problem. I'll do what. You are the one that is paying the piper. You are the one taking the tune, so we'll do it. So it was an expository project for me. It gave me mileage. I was able to try out on a bigger scale so many things we wanted to do, and I think that was majorly for me. Was one of the experience. It gave me space to learn and do a lot of things at a bigger scale. It wasn't like we couldn't do all those things before, but again, I always work with my budget. I will not work outside my budget. I will not. If I have 1 million naira to shoot a project,
This is your program. Well, network is you have to, yeah.
okay,
Show is back. Yeah.
I'm back
So,
here.
yeah, network was really, So go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm with you.
Okay, so you said something about that the movie handicap, took you out of your comfort zone. So
Yes, please.
yeah, I saw something online. I think it was at about the time you guys were shooting. I think it was in the beach or something, and there was someone was stuck in the sand or something like that. I saw it online or something. Can you dwell on that? Just tell us a bit about that.
That's the behind the scene, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I saw something online. Yeah.
Yeah. My goodness. All right. So, well, I think it's part of the job. When I reminisce on that part of our work, I think it comes to the work. We were shooting, then the sun fell on. I was directing the actors. I was giving them instructions. Then the sun fell on us. So it was crazy, and I think shout out to all the actors in that scene. One of the actors is Amanda Oru, then Valerie. So they were stuck in the sand, and everybody was scared. Everybody was scared, and I was also stuck in the sand, which was very funny. So nobody took me seriously at first. So they took two of them out, but I was still stuck in the sand. So they were not like, I was not saying that, no, it's joking. When I now realized I was also stuck, to my own aid. But the fantastic thing that I would like to say is that the actors was that after they were stuck in that stand, they still went on to work on that day. They worked on very well. They were so committed. So that's what I mean by when I say that you look forward to working with quality actors. They make your job easier. So when you have challenges, you're not like, should I fell in the sand? Don't let me work again. They kept on, made more and more interesting. So yeah, I think it helped us a lot in that regard. Yeah. So that was what happened with it.
Wow. So there's this thing I want to dwell on a bit. So a lot of producers talk about how it has become really tough, to get locations where, you go to shoot and you're not harassed, actors are not harassed and all that. I mean, people talk about, especially like in Lagos, for instance. I mean, it has become increasingly, tough, to take artists around and shoot and all that. I mean, what's your own take on that?
Well, I think, that's a huge challenge in producing in Lagos. That was why the early projects I had, like the Heir, I went to shoot it in Jos, so I will be able to shoot exteriors without any issue. Then we shot Igor Clinic also in Jos to avoid all these issues, right? So producers face that much. Even when we're shooting handicapped, I went to shoot in a beach. We had area boys come to us. The only thing that saved us that day was that it was a private beach, so the owner came to and they put a
rescue, okay,
mobile policeman to wait them off. So we've considered that, and funny enough, coincidentally, I had the same conversation with a colleague, another producer, like 2 days ago, and the person was telling me effective way they were able to meddle with that. So they had to go with a mobile policeman everywhere they were going to. So in case those areas came to them, which I'm going to learn from, is that they always go with money. So is the mobile policeman that will go and settle with them. So if a mobile policeman they settle you, okay, you guys behave yourself. So I think it's just part of the production cost that you have to factor in and to be able to get your decent job at. But majorly for me, which is what it has always been my focus. And if you notice my projects always go in that line, is that I don't like wala. So I always do things interior. I always did sitcom-ish. So when you see most of my jobs, they are mostly interior. So because I can't be looking for ₦1 and somebody now come on the street and be telling me that I must pay him more money because the road is his own road. I beg, let us leave story. You not come and stop me in my house. So I think one of the future of the industry that we should look forward to, that I hope we're able to get in the near future, is that there should be production studios. They have big studios.
Okay. All right, we have issue with network again. It's one of the things we have to deal with. I really want to thank everyone who has joined this broadcast, who has come online to join us today. I really thank you very, very much to all of you. Yes, I think, thank you very much, everyone. I think we'll end it there today because network is not smiling at all, and our time is fast spent already, and we've had a very, very lovely time. Yeah, I think we'll just end it here. I want to thank everyone who joined us on this interview. I know you have taken it. There's a lot of takeaways from this. For even those who are not in the industry, who are not part of the film industry, there are some things you can take that you got from here that you can apply to the things you do and all of that. Thank you. At this point, I just want to thank Mr. Seun Arowojolu for coming. It's an honor being. Now, Mr. Seun Arowojolu, I want to say this here, has made history. He's the very first guest on Biggish show, today, and it's a piece of history, and I give it to him. Whenever we write the story of this program, of this show, whenever we try to do anything, any anniversary, yes, we talk about him. Yeah, he has done a whole wonderful thing today. Thank you very much. I think we'll end here today. Yes, thank you very much, everyone. I want to appreciate all of you. I want to appreciate, yes, Nia Black just joined. Nia Black Amuze just joined. Thank you. God bless you for joining. Yeah. Yes, I want to appreciate Ama Chris for joining, for being part of this broadcast. I appreciate all of you. It's been a wonderful time. Yes, I want to thank Mr. Seun Arowojolu again. He's a writer, he's a producer, he's a director, and he came over to share his insights with us today. He's someone he has a wealth of experience. He's done so much. He has a lot of jobs. He's done Color Me. He's done Handicap, the movie. There's this popular, he's still on air right now, Squatterz. A whole lot of you will know Squatterz. He's on air. He's the one, producing that piece of comedy. It's called Squatterz. Catch up with Squatterz anytime he's on air and show him love and all of that. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate all of you. We need to go right now. I have just about 8 minutes left on this. That's our time. I have about 8 minutes left here. It's been we just want to thank God for this today's. Thank you everybody that came online. Yes, I want to thank Maureen again. I want to thank Ama Chris again. I want to thank, even for those that asked beautiful questions. I want to thank you for the questions you asked. Those questions, of course, I tried to pass it on to Mr. Seun, and I think he treated those questions very, very well. I want to thank Nia Black once again. God bless you. I want to appreciate all of you. I'm going to sign off right now. I want to tell everyone to please, we're going to come live every Saturday. Next Saturday we'll have another guest here, another super guest who will come here to share about life and career and all of that, and inspire people, pass on information, share knowledge with people to help them in both the personal life and their professional life. That's what we do here. And today has been a wonderful time, in spite of the hiccups of the internet and all that. But we have to just learn to make do with that. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate all of you. I will need to. We just have about 6 minutes left. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, every one of you. I appreciate all of you. I love you all. So this is Biggish show. It's an interview show where we have conversations with big shots who are doing big things in the society, those who are holding, who are leading lights in their careers, who are doing wonderful things in their careers, and we bring them here, to share, to just drop insights, to communicate, information that will help people, and that's it. Someone just joined, the official founder just joined. Thank you, the official founder. I want to wave to you and appreciate you for joining. Even though, it's good that you came all the way. I mean, we just have about 5 minutes to go. Thank you, the official rounder, for joining. I appreciate you. Yes, thank you very much. Love you. It's been a good time today. Yes, thank you very, very much. I love you all. See you some other time, and bye for now. Ciao.